Let's get started with some drugstore makeup. Some of this is new and some of this is just new to me. This is from NYX. It is their Bear With Me Blur. I got this in 09, which is light medium. So they say that this is a medium coverage and it is a matte blurred finish, which I normally don't like matte because I have dry skin. Oh boy, this looks dark. Light medium. Does that not look dark? It's pretty thick, so I'm not putting on any kind of primer because I want to see how this will react with my skin without a primer. Well, definitely medium coverage. I can see some things coming through, and medium coverage would definitely be my go-to. I don't like a total light unless it's like in the summer when I just want that no makeup look. I just want to even out skin tone a little bit. But since we are in the middle of winter and I live in Pennsylvania where it's cold, although I will say it's like 60 degrees today. I'm filming this in January and I'm not sure why it is so stinking warm. And I would like a good snowstorm. I love snow. I don't like the cold so much, so sadly you have to take the cold with the snow. Okay, it's actually not looking that bad. It definitely grabbed a hold of the dryness on my forehead here, but not horribly. And if you've got dryness and flaky patches, no foundation's going to make that disappear. Texture and things on your face are always going to be there, but it definitely is settling in on my lines. Like I have a line right here that I have trouble having it settle in. I'm going to see if I can build it a little bit and hide some of the redness here on my nose and everything, but I'm going to use a sponge for the second one. The color actually is not bad. I am tanned, and I tanned yesterday, or last night I should say, so it's not actually that bad of a match. But this time I'm going to use a sponge and then just tap it out very lightly. This sponge is the Beaky sponge that I get off of Amazon, one of my favorites. My favorite sponges are from Beauty Pie and Beaky, and I do like the Real Technique one, but the one that the orange one. This is dirty, so sorry, but there's a Beaky one that's flat and then rounded. That's probably my favorite Beaky one. Love. Is it Beaky? No. Paw. This is Paw. I don't know. I'll link it below and I'll let you know which one is which because I don't remember. I think it might be Paw because those are also one of my favorites. All extremely inexpensive. Do not buy the one in Sephora. Man, what is the name of that sponge? I don't even remember anymore because I haven't bought it in so long. You know the one, and I'll put it right here somewhere. So that one, that's 20 bucks, and it is not superior. I think it was superior at one point, not anymore. Definitely buildable. It hid pretty well the redness here. I see a little bit coming through, but not a lot. It did pretty well right here. I've got some hyperpigmentation. I used to have a lot of hyperpigmentation here. I will tell you that the spot remover from my agency skincare has done wonders for this hyperpigmentation right on the end of my nose. Not the end, the bridge. It takes a little while because it's not like an instantaneous thing. It's a daily, everyday thing. And no, they're not sponsoring this, but it has done wonders. Definitely settling in on my forehead lines. It's definitely a matte finish, but it's movable. Like it doesn't feel dry at all. It feels actually nice on my skin. It doesn't look cakey. At this point, it doesn't, at least. I'm actually surprised about this. I actually like it. I will say I did way too much. I mean, look at how much is left over. So the good news is NYX is a very inexpensive, getting more expensive. It used to be cheaper. It definitely used to be cheaper, but everything's more expensive now. I am going to use a new concealer. This is called IRL Filter Finish. IRL, if you don't know what that means in real life. So this is saying that this is going to look good, not just on camera or from far away, this is supposed to look good as they look at you in person. This is a soft matte concealer and I got the color C5. I have no idea if this is the right color. I have not even opened it. It's got the doe foot applicator that's kind of tilted, which I kind of like. So I'm going to use just very little. Well, I don't think it's too light. I think it'll be okay. And I always put a little bit there. I do not use a lot of concealer. I'm going to use my Beauty Pie concealer brush. By far, favorite concealer brush. It just works well in my crevices. Eye crevices. Oh. Do you guys get the goobers? You think you get them all and then you do something with your eyes and there's a goober. The goober, do you know what the goober is? It's the little things in the corner of your eye that just seem to appear and you're like, why did it come? I don't understand. So with my concealer, I'm looking for it obviously to conceal, but I'm also looking for it to not look cakey. I will tell you from far away, this is looking cakey. Another goober. Oh yeah, totally creasing. Ugh. That, I mean, all concealers crease to a point. Definitely gonna need to powder, which is good because I have a new powder. The color actually worked well. Like I think it did brighten underneath my eye a bit, but it didn't like bring it out so much that you're like, oh, concealer. You know what I mean? Okay, we're gonna try a new powder. This is again from Revolution. This is Soft Focus Powder IRL Filter, and it's a 2-in-1, which was intriguing to me. It's a pressed powder and it is a loose powder. Now, I traditionally do not like a loose powder. I just really do not like it, but I thought I would try it. So it's white. It looks, wow. I mean, that looks white. Let me see. Okay. It definitely goes to, yeah, I can't even see it on my hand. So it definitely does go to translucent. I'm going to shake a little bit out. I'm going to do one eye with the pressed and one eye with the powder, but I am going to use my sponge for the powder because if I'm going to use a powder, that's what I like. So I'm going to get a little bit on my, that actually looks like a lot, and I'm just going to work it into it a little bit. Make sure I have all of it out. Okay, and I'm going to use this new e.l.f. Okay, ooh, that's a lot. So I am going to work it into it a little bit onto my hand. So it's not so much, wow, that was a lot. So I'm glad I did that. Get this worked in. Still a lot, so I'm glad it's translucent, although it looks much more, wow. I feel like this is brighter. Do you guys see that? Oh, there, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna use the powder again and go around my mouth where I always crease. I'm going to use my Stands Out sponge and get the extra off of my forehead because it's definitely creasing there. And I am going to use the pressed powder, but I'm far less. Work that onto my creases on my forehead. Not sure how I feel about this. I will let you know. Jury's out on this one as well. I don't know. Look at how much, just from me rubbing, look how much that came off of that. Like that was a lot that came off. I'm kind of surprised by that. I did my eyebrows off camera and I also put on my Thank Me Later eye primer because still love it, still love it. My eyebrows, I literally did only powder. I've been kind of experimenting a little bit when I just want to get out the door really fast. Sometimes you just want to use one product and be done. Powder could be that. I haven't found a drugstore version that I love as much as my Sigma. This is my Sigma Duo Brow Powder. So it's got two of them in there. I use the lighter one. I don't know. I haven't found a good one. I'm on the hunt for that. If you use a powder that you absolutely love that is from a drugstore, please comment below and let me know because I would like to find one that I like as much as this one because this one's pricey, definitely. The eyeshadow palette I got is again from Revolution. This is the Into the Bronze eyeshadow palette. I am going to do an all over color of this bottom one to set my primer, and I'm going to use the BK Beauty A506. I'm going to do an all over color. I guess this is dark. For the crease, this is a dark crease for me, so I don't know. These are dark. I'm going to go in with a fluffier. This is the 202 from BK Beauty. Give a light wash. Bring it into the crease. Well, it definitely is not hugely pigmented. I always say that right. Pigmented or pigmented? Where does the accent go on that one? Let's swatch this. Oh yeah, it's really not as dark as I thought. That's the swatch. I like to take it and bring it and join the brow to the bottom, because for me, I have very hooded eyes. So all of that it doesn't show up. And my eye crease is sometimes weird like that. When I'm like this, it creases weird. Do you see that? You guys are probably like, we see nothing, Bobby. So I like to get it dark on the corner and then bring it over. And then I have to look straight. Oh, my eye is doing something weird. Driving me nuts. And then I have to look at it straight because they're hooded. Everything goes inside my underneath my eyeball. Does that make sense? Eyeball behind my eyeball. I can't speak. Okay. My lid goes down in because they're hooded, so it's hard to see anything, and if I keep going like this, I'll never know really what it looks like. I need to make sure I get the darker right there. I think that looks okay. I'm going for a very subtle look, not defined. I like that better for me. The reason I'm using this fluffy brush was because it seemed more pigmented. I think that's how you say it. And if it's a very pigmented color, if you used a small compact brush like something like this is the 203 from BK Beauty, it's much more of a dense, flatter, it's going to deposit way more color than I want. I don't really like a lot of color on my eyes. I like to make this part dark or darker, not too dark, because I'm puffy right here on both of my eyes. I have fat pads right there. As I age, they're getting worse. So I like to make that be dark. I don't like to put a shimmer there. I did a whole video about this. I will link it below because it really does make a difference, the placement of your eyeshadow. So I'm gonna use that same color, get it on the tip of that, just right there on the tip like that. Get the extra off, and then I'm gonna use this to go under my eye for a bit of a liner. It does make the eye look a little bit more complete, if you guys can see the difference. If I'm gonna get some redness around my eye, it's gonna be underneath my eyelashes here. And this disguises any of that and just makes it look like I thought through my makeup. I'm gonna do this one right here. That's a pretty shimmer. My goal is to get this literally right there and not get it on this fat pad. I use my finger for this, so sometimes it can be hard. And I'm gonna take it and just diffuse it. So there's no harsh lines and it's just a little bit lighter. There, if you can see, I didn't get any of the shimmer here. It's like right underneath it, and that's what I wanna do. Shimmer will bring that fat pad out. I don't wanna do that. This is from the new complete set from BK Beauty. This is the 209. This has ended up being one of my favorite brushes, especially for what I'm about to use it for. It's pretty small and it's flatter, but it's also got this dome shape or curved shape, so it's really easy for me to get right underneath my eyebrow bone. So I'm going to use this lighter color here. I'm not sure if it's light enough. I kind of like it to be a little bit lighter. Yeah, it's not really showing up much, but it is a little bit. Do you guys even see a difference? I guess I'd see it a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm really liking this palette too much. I think it needed a better transition color, a lighter one. And I think it needed a much lighter highlight that's not shimmer. I mean, yes, this one's light, but that's a shimmer, and I don't want to shimmer all the underneath my eyebrow bone. For me, that is not what I like. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. This I've had before. This is the NYX, the brow glue, but I had it in their original clear. It looks actually white when you first put it on, and then it would dry clear. I actually like that brow glue. This is the brown one. They colored them, and I didn't know this came out. Rachel's like, Mom, I have that. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So I want to try the color. This is a dark brown. I'm wondering I should have gotten a lighter one, but we'll see. If I look like Groucho Marx, we will know. It means it colors it and it holds it. And I find sometimes that's hard. Okay, actually, I'm really liking this so far, and I like the dark brown. My favorite one before this, we'll see if this becomes my favorite, is e.l.f.'s, it just went out of, Wow Brow. That's my favorite, but it does not have very good staying power at all. Like, it's pretty much just gonna color in your gray hairs, your blonde hairs. It's gonna disguise those. But this does both. It's not too shiny. Wow, I like that. I like it so much better than the clear one. Man, if I can buy something that will do both, and this is inexpensive, okay, this might be a big winner. Yay! I curled my lashes because I'm gonna try a new mascara. This is called the Telescope Lift, and this is from L'Oreal. This is newer. I have the waterproof because I always do waterproof. Step 1, lift and load your lashes using the front hook bristles. It's two-sided. One is pretty much flat, and the other's got bristles. Okay, that is interesting. Step 2, use the side hook comb to separate your lashes for added volume and length. So one side is completely flat. So do you not use the flat at all? I don't know. Okay, well, let's just see. I like to put on a thin layer first, just real thin. I don't hate that. Side hook. Do I look cross-eyed when I'm doing that? Okay. I'm using the side. It's very easy to maneuver. I'm not actually hating this. It's keeping my curl. That's always a plus. Oh, side. Oh, I did the flat side. Oh, that deposited a lot. Maybe you can get a lot if you want more on there. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit on the bottom just to make them look like they're there. I will tell you that today it is the gloomiest of days. It is so gross out. It won't separate now. Okay, well, that lash is permanently stuck together. And I definitely have volume. Like, I would definitely say there's volume. You guys can see that. I don't like that it had that flat part, because why? I don't like having to go, okay, where am I putting this on, and put it on my lashes. I want to just go, boom, go. I don't want to think about the placement. I don't know. Maybe you don't care about that. I care about that. I'll do an update on all of these in a speed review. No new blush or contour. I gotta tell you, I went shopping with Rachel yesterday. That's where I got this stuff yesterday. And I went to Ulta, and it was kind of, I don't know, like a weight off my shoulders that I didn't have to go to that other side, because I'm focusing my channel much more on inexpensive makeup and then focusing only on things that are truly, truly worth it for a more pricier or high end. So it was kind of nice to not even think like I have to find out what's over there in the expensive high-end area. It was nice to just focus on the drugstore part. So I don't know, I just enjoyed that. I forgot how much I really liked this blush. It's not overtly like really, really strong, but that's also the color. I don't know, I like this, and it blends like a dream. I'm gonna try this pressed powder again. I'm not gonna use the loose one because I just don't like loose. Because I'm gonna use a powder bronzer, I need to make sure that this is not real tacky. Otherwise it won't blend well. Another thing I've been using is the BK Beauty A507. This is the one from Angie Hot and Flashy. And by the way, I met her. Very sweet lady. I met her in an agency kind of get together for all the influencers for agency, which is the skincare brand that I use. And they've sponsored my channel several times. And they invited us all into New York City. And I met Angie there because she is one of their influencers as well. Sweet, sweet lady. And so tiny. I felt like Amazon woman next to her. But we're working on that. But anyways, this is from her line. And she actually developed it for blush. I like this for bronzer because I like a bronzer that's a bit wider, and because I have a smaller features, this works well. So I'm going to use the Revolution. This is the Mega Bronzer 01 Cool. I heard one girl say that this is her light bulb because it's like the light shines right here and it's like a light bulb shining on. Hello, you have extra skin there and it's saggy. Two more things, both from Revolution. This is their Lip Definer Filter Finish. So this is a lip pencil is basically what it is, but this one's clear. I know me, I would never use this on a daily basis, but if I had something where I wanted my lips to look good really long time and I don't want it to do that feathering thing, I would use something like this or a lip liner that's colored. This is clear and it's supposed to make it so that it makes a block from your lipstick or whatever you're going to use from going into it. And I'm going to go a little bit above my lip. So definitely overline. It does have a built-in sharpener, so if you want to get that really nice sharp point, you can put that on. So I really like that. We'll see if it works. I've used these kind of things in the past and I'm not like, yippee, you gotta use it. But if it really, really has something a long term and I really need to make sure my lips look good for a long time, that would be something I would try. Okay, the next thing is the Revolution, again, IRL Whipped Lip Cream in Espresso Nude. It's got a doe foot that has kind of a curve to it. So obviously it's gonna curve to my lips. Definitely matte. The color's okay. I'm not a huge liquid lip fan, but if you need it to last a long time, that is what you're going to use. Okay, my hair is like falling down. I can feel it. Okay, so that's the completed look. I'm not sure about the lips. It doesn't feel dry, so that's good for a matte. We'll see how long it lasts. I have a hard time getting anything to last any length of time on my lips. The NYX Blur, I think, is for a matte. I actually like this. This feels nice on my skin and like it doesn't feel heavy at all. And that's amazing for a matte foundation. I think it's actually nice. I think you guys might like this, even if you have some dry skin, and I have very dry skin right now, as I told you, is literally peeling. So I actually so far like this, but I will give you an update in a speed review. The concealer, it looks pretty dry right here in the corner. I don't feel like it's doing me any great favors. I don't know if I would reach for this. I will try it a couple times more and fill you guys in again in a speed review. The powder, I love the concept that it is a pressed powder and a loose powder if you are someone who likes both. I am not someone who likes both. The translucent part, I feel like it comes off too white at first, but it does become translucent. It's not like I see white on my face anymore. I don't see that. I don't know, jury's out on this one. I don't think I'm like, whoa, love this, but I will try again. The eyeshadow, it's okay. Like, I don't think it's anything revolutionary, even though it's from Revolution. This is not something I'm like, love. All right, the brow stuff, I'm loving. I'm like feeling them to feel how crispy they are. They feel not crispy like, oh my word, it's hard, but they feel like they're staying in place. And oh yeah, I like that. Let me see, is it really holding them down? Yeah, I think that this is really good. And I knew I liked the light one, like the clear one. I love that they have the colored now. Like, I don't know, Elf Wow Brow, you might be pushed aside for this one. I'll let you guys know, but so far right now, to me, this is the standout product. The mascara I think is okay. We'll see how it lasts throughout the day. I mean, it definitely did its job. I definitely have longer lashes, and I'm gonna need to try this pencil with other lipsticks to see, because this is not one that would traditionally bleed. I would need a more emollient kind of lipstick to see if this can do its job. So I will let you guys know about that. This is okay. I don't know. It's okay. I don't think it's wonderful. If I'm gonna do a nude, I would rather just one that I can go boom, boom, boom and done. And I never can do that with a cream. But that's also a preference thing. So if you love a cream, it does feel good on. Let me see if it's transfer. Let me see. Okay, definitely transferred onto my lips. So, my hand. So it's not a transfer proof lip cream. There are a bunch of drugstore foundations that I love. Drugstore foundations are my absolute favorite. They have been for a while. I'm going to link a video right here that shows you my top, I think it's 6. I will see you in that one or another one. God bless.